Hello, YNABers. My name is Jesse Meekum, and this is podcast number 16 for You Need a Budget, where we teach you 4 rules to help you stop living paycheck to paycheck, save more money, and get out of debt. Save more money for what? I love it when people have a savings account, and you ask them, what are you saving for? And they have no idea. They're just saving for no good reason, which means when any tiny little excuse of a reason comes up, they raid their savings account. So if you want to build a moat around your savings account, you have to give your savings account purpose. And that will make all the difference. So if you're saving for a new iPad, then you don't want to raid it when some little niggly thing comes along that's throwing you off a little bit. And it will. Back left tire flat after my mother-in-law drove it. I'm not saying it was her fault. I just think that's a very strong coincidence. Kidding. It was a nail, and we got it fixed. But that kind of stuff happens all the time, and you just got to foresee it. And you don't want to have a lot of little expenses, a little bumps in the road, nails in the tire, throw you off track. Where that savings account is meaningless, it means that you can get in there for whatever you want. So give your savings account some purpose. Tell yourself why you're saving. I don't care if it's for scrapbooking material or a new putter. Whatever it is. Now, you say, well, what about the emergency fund? Well, that is the purpose. It's for disasters, big emergencies, where horrible things happen, and you need that influx of money to be able to handle it without falling back to your credit card. Today, I want to talk about automation. It's a double-edged sword. YNAB seems to be making a name for itself in that we don't really want you to automate away your finances. When you do that, nothing happens. No behavior is changed. It's a dead end. And you end up doing more of a post-mortem on your finances every 2 or 3 months, and you check it a lot less frequently when you feel like everything's being done for you. So yeah, every 2 months you do a little look-back analysis. You look back, you cry a little. You maybe tell your spouse or something, hey, here's what happened. Wow, I can't believe we spent that. And then you're like, okay. Well, 2 months later, rinse, repeat. That's how people manage their money. It's strange because the bank actually does that for you. Why are you even using software? Just log into your bank, pull up a spending report. Most banks will have that most likely. And you'll see all the damage. What we want you to do is not to automate the parts that change your behavior. But the best part about automation is the fact that you automate away good behavior. So when you're willy-nilly spending money on whatever you want impulsively, big or little expenses, I don't care. Everyone always says, oh yeah, just, save on, don't spend $2 here and there. I actually think there's more impact to be found in examining the larger purchases. No one ever says, oh yeah, I reactively spent $400, but you do, or $150, $200, whatever it is. It's all relative, but you do. You have bigger reactive expenses, and when you automate away the decision to spend money, that's where you get into trouble. Unless, and this is the other edge of the automation sword, unless it's really, really good behavior, where you don't want to be having to make that decision every single time. An example, retirement. Just have the money leave your account. This has been rehashed over and over and over. Pay yourself first. I didn't coin that. I quoted 90 other personal finance people that have said it in the past. So you pay yourself first. You remove the temptation to make a bad decision. So you automate making the good decision. So retirement's one. If you are not opted into your 401k, do that. A lot of workplaces actually have it be an opt-out situation now, which is great because they're basically not making you do all the work and jump through the hoops of getting set up. You're set up automatically, and they found that the participation rate in 401k programs increased dramatically. That is no surprise. So what could you automate? What good behavior could you automate where your decision has been done? You don't think about it anymore. Paying a little more on the mortgage, perhaps? Maybe, your mortgage is $1,600.41. Maybe you say, I'm going to pay $17.50, and you automate that payment if possible. What about saving for some of your rainy day funds? What about Christmas? We've got our Cash for the Holidays program that's running for those that are participating. Hello. And everyone in that program, I think it's about 600 people in the pilot group that I let in, we're all going to pay cash for the holidays, every one of us. And I feel really good about it because people are writing into me saying, I just got to save $91 a month and I'll have Christmas paid for with cash. It's awesome. And how could you automate that away? You could, if you wanted to, set up a separate account and auto draft the money out. If you're really having a hard time plugging that number into your budget and you have to see the money disappear to really have an impact, or so you don't notice the impact, then that's exactly what you should do. I personally don't use any other accounts. I don't have any other savings accounts. We have one big fat checking account that gets an eyebrow for me every time I go to the bank. That's because we're saving for a car in there. We're saving for Christmas in there. We're saving for car repairs. What are some other big expenses? We were saving for a baby. Baby came. Anyway, the checking account gets pretty big because we aren't siphoning stuff off to the savings account, but I feel really comfortable with that. So I'm not necessarily automating the movement of money. Sometimes I feel like that little exercise of automating transfers in and out and in and out, it kind of makes you feel good, but is the win there? I'm not sure. If I'm sitting there plugging numbers into my budget on purpose every time, I get the win. But again, if you have a hard time doing that, if you're just starting and your discipline is less than stellar, it would behoove you, I would guess, to automate that away. Good behavior. Paying a little extra on debt, a little extra on the car, whatever it may be. But automate that good behavior and you'll be on your way. Do not automate away bad behavior like impulsive spending. Here's how you automate impulsive spending. You do your 2-month checkup. You directly connect to your bank or import your transactions. You auto-categorize everything. You get a warm fuzzy because everything's categorized, and then you walk away and nothing changes at all. I do not want you to do anything of the sort. What we do want you to do is pick just one good behavior based on this podcast. Just pick one and decide how you're going to implement that, how you're going to automate that so you don't have to decide again. Just pick one thing and then go for it. Email me if you want at podcast@youneedabudget.com. Let me know what you picked, one thing you can automate that is a good behavior. And then a year from now, you'll look back and you'll say, oh yeah, I forgot I was doing that. But man, I am glad I did. So, two-edged sword of automation. Embrace it for good behavior and run away from it with bad behavior. Until next time, follow YNAB's 4 rules and you will win financially. You have not ever budgeted like this.